this one, and I hope to do more in the future. I would like to introduce you guys to my co-host for the evening. You know him as Ben, but a lot of people know him as Sea Tactics for the Win. Say hello.
Hello. Hi. Number one hamburger country? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
No, well, you don't have to, I guess. You can just say and do whatever you want, but whatever.
I don't know anything about anything.
That makes two of us. Okay. We are talking about Rent a Girlfriend. And before I get into the actual show itself, it's a fun thing to note that renting a girlfriend in Japan is actually legit a real thing. I thought this was a joke. I thought this was... Yes, I looked it up. I thought it was something that was just, just for the show and, hey, look at the fan service, whatever. I did some research. I looked into it. It is legit a flippin' a thing. Like, you can rent, not only can you rent girlfriends, you can rent families, you can rent older people, you can rent
older people?
You can rent all kinds of different people, and it's a booming business in Japan. And that is just
that is insane.
I just thought that was so interesting, and that kind of makes this show in turn a little bit more interesting for me because of that. And I just thought I'd like to throw that out there in case people were just like, oh, this is a ridiculous show.
Well, I mean, I would definitely use ridiculous for this show. But what is this show about exactly?
I'm glad you asked there, good buddy. I'll tell you. The show focuses around his name is Kazuya. He's in college, an anime about college people. Amazing.
A college? What's a college?
It's the thing that's after high school, if you can believe that.
There's things after that place?
Can you believe it? Things go on after high school. But anyway, Kazuya, he recently just, I guess, had a breakup with his then current girlfriend. They dated for a month. She said, "See, I found somebody else." He, in his saddened state, eats a bunch of food, looks online, says, "It would be a great idea to get me a girlfriend to rent her." So he goes to this website, and sure enough, this girl comes right to his, I don't know, I guess they go out on a date or whatever, and she's ever so beautiful, as more than he ever imagined. Her name is Chizuru. How do you say the last name? Oh my god. Ichinose.
Might as well just say Aqua. It's the same
It's the same voice actress. That's right. This is Aqua without magical powers. That's pretty much what this...
Or blue hair.
Or blue hair.
Or getting drunk all the time. And probably wears actual underwear.
And you know what? Has an even better personality. A better personality.
I'm not sure about that. I may have to dispute that.
Ooh. All right.
Oh, yeah.
That'll
come later.
We'll have an Aqua versus Chizuru coming up here at the end of the show. Stick around. Thank you for the couple of people that are here watching this. Yes, Yuri, a college. I can't believe that either. In an anime, that is impossible. I agree. That's unheard of. But I do admit...
I prefer to pronounce it Kolegi.
Kolegi. We're all living in Kolegi and have ourselves a wonderful time. I did notice that this particular season has a lot more college anime than there has been in the past. Freaking Ozaki-chan Wants to Hang Out is in college.
Yeah, that's I find that pretty refreshing, to be honest. It's still a school setting, but it's college. It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that too. I can relate being an older gentleman. So basically to continue the synopsis, he has a wonderful time, has a wonderful experience. It's what I find hilarious during the first interaction. She's just like, "Could you give me the money before we continue?" And she just gladly is just like, "Thank you very much for your patronage. Now we can go ahead and have all that fun time." From what I remember, they go to the movies. They go out on the typical, they go to the aquarium. Pretty much your basic where you go for a date. And at the very end, this is where things get really sort of spicy. They hold hands. And I think that's what kind of changed his whole perspective. He's like, not only did they hold hands, but they were interlaced holding hands. That's like going from second to third base.
That's yeah. Next they'll be having sex out of wedlock and listening to AC/DC.
I know. About shaking it all night long.
The humanity. Oh God. Yeah. Which their grandma definitely wanted them to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but before I even get to that point, so this is what basically happens with Kazuya. Like, the date's over. She says, "Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Give me 5 stars," and then she pieces out. For some reason, Kazuya then gets upset by this fact. He's the one that went out and requested this girl, and he then gets mad by the idea, and because of all this, he gives her a 1 star. So then, guess what this guy decides to do afterwards? He goes out on another date with her.
Yeah.
pays money. But the whole time he's with her, he's upset, and he's like pissing and moaning like, "You're a fake. This is bull. Why do you do even Which I then say to you, have you never heard of strippers? Have you never heard of people that are they do this for a profession? This is their job. Did he just all of a sudden just forget about that? That's what I don't understand. But what I did like was in the turning point when Chizuru just kind of just drops the whole great girlfriend act and is like, "Look, motherfucker, here. Okay, this is what I do for my business. This is my job. How dare you give me a 1 star? You lowered my rating." And she just goes off on him, and I love that scene. That scene I actually really enjoyed. I was laughing. I'm like, well, dude, what did you expect?
I just wanted her to go, "Kazuma!
If this guy's name was Kazuma, I would have laughed so hard. Just have him, and then doing the pouty face.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
But then, of course, this ensues the wonderful, I guess just the cliches that happen after that. "Oh, my grandmother fell," which, by the way, grandma's the best thing in this whole anime, in my opinion. She's just this really kind of brutish and she's older, but she's like very stubborn in her ways. Like, "I'm fine, I just fell, just threw out a hip, it's no big deal." And then that's when he goes over, and I guess for some reason Chizuru feels like she needs to follow him, and then that's when this whole entanglement of "this is my girlfriend" ensues. It's like, psh, this guy can never score someone like that. Like, his own parents were like trashing him. Yeah. Like, "Kazuya, no, yeah. You can't get someone like that." And I can't remember if it was he that instigated it or if she did, but basically it was just like, "You know what, fam? This is my girlfriend." And then all of a sudden they were like, "What?" So then the grandmother had to tell everybody in the hospital, I was about to say nursing home, the hospital, to say, "Hey, everybody, this guy actually knows how to get a hot girlfriend. Oh my god. And one thing leads to another, and of course, Chizuru's grandma also has to be staying at the same hospital. Just so happens to be staying at the same hospital. They hide under... they could have left the hospital. No, they have to go ahead and hide underneath a bed covered in sheets and getting really close to one another. Which, that's what you would do if you needed to hide somewhere. Just, see tactics? Get in that bed. Let me get right on top of you.
Listen, it's the only choice. We could hide it behind literally any of these things. But we need to do this here, right now, and spread your legs.
Right. He then decides to get a massive erection, just like Ron Burgundy. And she's like, don't you do it. And he's like, it's kind of hard. And she's like, no doubt. It's kind of hard.
I could tell.
And then that's when, she like kicks him off. And then after that, it's like, oh, well, like her grandma finally sees her, and he was actually gonna cop to it and be like, okay, let me be honest with you. This is not my girlfriend. I paid her to be my girlfriend. But no, she then just goes with it and says, yep, this is my boyfriend. Yep, this is my boyfriend.
Yeah, that does happen, doesn't it?
Yeah. So funny. Oh, Ecchi Donut is here. I feel guilty for enjoying this show. Yeah. Let me get to the almost the end of it. We're almost there. But basically, they kind of go their separate ways. They say, yeah, let's just say that we broke up. Just make it easier on one another. Which I was like, yeah, that would be more believable. They agree. And wouldn't you know it, because this show's chock full of coincidences. He goes to college the next day, and she just so happens to go to the exact same college he does, but she looks completely different, more like a nerdy, not nerdy, but just like, hair down, she got glasses on, and oh no, they recognize each other. What's gonna happen on the next episode? Wackiness ensues with Kazuya and Chizuru go to the same college. Whoa! Oh my gosh! So, yeah, that was the first episode in a nutshell, and basically, I want to get your overall thoughts of the first episode. I mean, I know you made a video of it.
You want to start with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to go guest first.
We can definitely go that route.
And then me. Please don't get my channel banned.
This anime is, how do we say, not good?
No bueno?
This is based off... not off the first episode alone. This is some of the most cliche, tropiest, lamest, unoriginal, bland, cookie cutter, did I say generic?
Not yet.
It doesn't matter. I'll say it again. Generic writing, everything about it, except for maybe the art. The art's fine. Character designs, not very inspiring. This whole thing reeks of generic ecchi rom-com stuff, but without the ecchi, at least so far. I mean, the main character is a pushover, an absolute just bad person. Aqua is a terrible person. The girl that dumped him is a terrible person. All these people are pretty terrible people. And the main Aqua, I'm just calling her Aqua. Like, she hits, and it just this I got done watching this episode and I was like, this is like a bad version of Nisekoi, and Nisekoi wasn't even really that great to begin with.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this has a market when Nisekoi exists and it's better. So, I mean, just the hitting alone, really, like, just, I mean, I could deal with generic stuff. Like a couple days before I put out my first impressions, I put out a video on Uzaki-chan, and I was like, it's okay. It's not the best thing ever. It's better than a lot of other ecchi rom-com stuff. But this is like, this is not good. It's not good. I mean, the whole grandmother thing where he spits out his drink, and the grandmother's like, "Oh, have sex right here. Let me see it. Let me see you have sex on this. Do it on the bed. Let me watch."
Could you imagine?
And then she's like, that's basically what she was doing. I'm exaggerating, of course.
They need to have.
And he spits out his drink, and he's like, "Oh, grandma." How many times have I seen that before? Million. Billion. Billion.
They need to have a Randy Newman, the guy who did "You Got a Friend in Me" with Toy Story, have a song in here where he's talking about them both getting it on. Stick it in her pussy.
No. You're gonna get your channel banned, sir, not me.
Well, I could have been referring to a cat.
Guy,
that's what I was referring to, a cat.
You could be, yeah. I mean, he's like so shallow that he's like, oh, she's already moved on and banging this other guy, and it's just like, God, how much of like a low life do you have to be? And like his room is a mess. He's an absolute total slob. I mean, there's just, who is this? Is this really our main character? Like this totally unrelatable, like loser? Like I don't understand. Like, not that every character has to be, winners necessarily. You can have loser characters, but this guy is like you don't want to be this guy. Like nobody wants to be this guy, and he's so shallow that he immediately goes to the first thing he sits down with this girl. He's like, "Oh man, any girl will be lucky to be with this guy. They'd be living the life." Like, no, that's not how it works. First of all, you had that kind of girl, and then look how you ended up. You didn't have the life, did you? So what are you talking about? The writing makes no sense for this guy. I mean, it's just a very shallow style of writing for a very shallow viewing experience.
Okay, then. All right. Well, then I guess that means I shall give my overall impressions of the first episode. And I pretty much agree with almost everything that you said, because it's like, this is very generic. This is very like bland. Pretty much knew everything was coming the way that it did, even when it tried to come at you with some curveballs where, oh no, the grandmother's is dying, but no, she's all right, and oh no, something's gonna happen. Yep, there they are underneath the covers. Oh yes, because they couldn't have gone underneath the bed or in a closet or even left the hospital. No, we gotta go. We gotta go that route on the first episode. Yep. And it's like, I don't know where the show's gonna lead up to from now on. Like, is he gonna rent other girlfriends? Is this guy rolling in dough? Is he gonna just be like? Is he gonna become a pimp? I
feel like he is.
He's gonna become like, okay, you need to start holding hands more after 20 minutes into the date. You need to start going about smoochy smooch, and everyone needs to give me my money. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I don't know where this can go. And I see the pictures. Like, is one of his exes this rent-a-girlfriend thing? Like, because I keep seeing that short blonde hair girl, and I was like, wasn't that the one he was dating? Like, that would explain, like, oh, after a month, why she decided to leave you. Because now, all of a sudden, she's, it's like, oh, sorry, our month has expired. If you want more, please insert more money. It's
gotta buy one of those AOL discs from way back in the day.
Right, exactly. Your 30-day trial has expired. If you want to continue this relationship, please add $9.99. to continue. Oh my gosh, that's what
Yeah.
it reminds me of, and I do admit I do like Chizuru, aka Aqua. I think she's just doing what she can do to get by with money and whatever. But yeah, the main character, our main dude, he's the blandest dude in all the land. You're like. I think his voice is even annoying too. It's not as bad as Clover main character, no, but it's definitely almost there because it's got that same kind of the way that he sounds, the way that he talks. So, yeah, I'm not impressed with the first episode, and I know there's probably going to be a lot of people that dog on me for that, but hey, I can only speak the truth. I can only say how I feel, and I feel like, yeah, because I watched Ozaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, and I thought that was more entertaining, even though it was goofy. It was goofy, but it was a lot more interesting and entertaining than this show. And I know this show has a following. It has a manga. A lot of people pretty much want you to do this one. They requested you to do this one, and me for that matter. But so far, I'm not impressed. Yeah. I mean, if it gets better later on, then maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right now, because I'm kind of, I said to myself, all right, I got to pick a show and I got to do it. Guess what? We got 11 more of these C-Tactics, so
I'm okay with that.
Buckle in.
I actually enjoy talking about these kinds of shows. I joked about it in my video where I was like, I'm going to be miserable every week watching this with EA. And then I was like, I wasn't serious about that. And I actually do like discussing shows like this because it's kind of like the domestic girlfriend thing where it's like, how bad can it get? And in that, in of itself, I may not get much entertainment from the show itself, though I would argue Domestic Girlfriend is way more entertaining. Just a show, as a piece of entertainment.
Even though it's a bad show, there's a lot of things you can gain from it as far as that was a thing.
yeah. But talking about it, is pretty interesting. And this show, the thing about this show though is that I could have already made a much better a much better story just off the top of my head. And I did it in the video, my video on my channel. I talked about how what you could do is you could have this cheeseburger girl be the main girl, have the same sort of setup, except for make the guy actually interesting, of course, not make him unlikable. Have the girl that dropped him for shallow reasons, and then just have those three. But it's got to be a harem. Got to have all these other people, in the show at once because I don't know reasons.
Etsy Donut brings up a good point. He says, I personally would have been more invested in the story if they knocked the granny out instead of hiding from her and then ran off to form a criminal organization.
That's awesome. I would totally watch that.
Oh man.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I would have a show about a commentary on loneliness in Japan and how it's the youth are finding it very hard to get a girlfriend, so they turn to things like these, where it's easier to pay someone to pretend to be your girlfriend and to actually go out and fail to eventually succeed to find someone you like.
Right.
I think that would be way more interesting, and it would probably be just as easy as doing whatever the hell this was, than just to write. It really doesn't.
And could you imagine just the relatability that you can, do with that show? The fact that it is a real thing in Japan. You can rent a girlfriend in real life, and yes, just like you said, loneliness is really huge over there. But it's no doubt a thing that if they made it, I don't know, almost a more serious kind of anime as opposed to a rom-com, I think this could have been really, really good. But again, this is just the first episode. I know we are prejudging it, and it could get better the later on we go. Highly doubt it.
Well,
but we'll see what happens this coming Friday.
I sort of already know what's going to happen. Way past what happens in the anime, because my inside coordinator, Odyssey, friend of my channel, and very nice guy. He's read almost all of Rent a Girlfriend, pretty much all of it, and he has not much nice to say about it. He typed out, after he watched my video this morning, typed out like a whole bunch of stuff.
Huh. Alrighty then.
Should I read some of it?
No, I personally want to go into it
because it's
blind.
crazy.
I want to go into it blind. I know nothing about it, and I want to save my, I don't know, I guess like my first impressions of the episode for when that happens.
Okay.
So, I mean, you keep that to yourself, good sir. But
we shall talk about it near the end, or at the end, I guess, because what he says is like incredible. It's incredible.
I can't wait. That makes it sound better. But
yeah, like you could just so easily make it like an actual interesting, compelling story, and you don't have to make it more serious. You really don't. You still have the same rom-com shtick, because like rom-coms are fine.
Yeah,
they're okay. There's nothing bad about a rom-com that makes it inherently bad. It's when it becomes, generic and tropey and poorly written like this, where it's like the whole grandma thing, getting under the bed and the other covers. That is like one of the most like insulting things that I've seen this week. Not gonna lie, and I don't mean insulting in like some whatever sense. I mean like as in like my intelligence, because I'm like, okay, so first of all, she's okay. Just hide behind the fucking door.
Mm-hmm.
Hide behind the door. Literally don't have to do any of that stuff. And
Right.
Also, if you get under the covers, they're going to see that. And at the end of the day, or at the end of this scene, she found out anyways.
Right. So what was the point?
Because you just couldn't keep quiet. Because, someone's wiener is rubbing up against. Why are you even in the situation anyways? Who cares?
Now this is what I
Who
call a
gives a shit?
sticky
Just hide
situation.
behind the door for him. Or I don't know. Just tell the fucking truth.
Right.
How about that?
And he was about
Tell
to.
the truth.
He was about to.
Yeah,
and then she's
fucking
just like,
ruined it.
nope, because I don't want my grandma
She's
to
a
find
terrible
out.
person.
Yep. Everyone's a terrible person. More terrible things to come in this show.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
From inside sources.
Yes. From the OCC.
And I bet that the reason this girl broke up with this guy is like for the stupidest, like, oh look how funny it is, the reason she broke up with him, like one of those things where it's just not funny at all.
Yeah, it's like it's because he only wore socks on Tuesdays, It makes no sense, and he's just like, that's why you broke up with me?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even
know, man.
And then like she hits as well, and I'm like, okay, you're already doing the most stupidest crap from a logical writing perspective, and from just most perspectives, it's just generic and terrible. And then you have her physically abuse this guy for literally no reason twice. Like the kick in the stomach or the groin or whatever it was, or she kicked him.
Uh-huh.
It was her idea anyways. She was like, literally, get on top. Literally. It's like, what do you expect?
And
he's a lonely teenager. Jesus Christ.
well, he's in college, so he's 20. He's not a teenager.
Oh, he's 20. Still, same difference. Same fucking thing, pretty much. And then, like, he's, like, having a moment on the bench. He's just being, for once, like, somewhat honest. Not lying.
Yeah.
Like a sociopath. And she, like a sociopath, just a moment, and he just fucking slaps him. Like, what's cool? Why?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
This is not funny. This isn't cool. Like, abuse of like when is abuse funny? I don't get it.
I'm gonna say they do it a lot in anime. They blast off again like Team Rocket. You know, every time they get hit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I bet it's gonna happen like every episode.
Yep, there's gonna be a lot of assault happening in this episode or in this anime. But I guess to bring this to
harassment
to bring this to a close, yeah, that was basically my overall thought of this first episode. That was your overall thought of the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't know where this can go from here, but from the previews, it looks like more hilarities going to ensue. That's going to involve, getting, I don't know, probably walking in on... I'm ready for the walking in on her taking a shower cliche. I'm ready for the misunderstanding.
It's all wearing a bath towel.
Yeah, it's going to be like, hey, do you have any soap? Oops, I didn't mean buck up! And then before you know it, they're in love at the end. But, that's...
Or we go to school. You can't act like you know me. Don't act like you don't know me. We go to the same school, you loser. And then it's like she runs into someone and she's like, "This is my boyfriend."
Right.
It's like, what? Oh god, it's just a bunch of people toying with each other.
Do you think that, if people go around doing this whole rent-a-girlfriend thing, do you think that they ever come across, like, really creepers where they're just like, "I want to marry you, girl, come on, don't leave me," and then they're like, "I'm sorry, the contract specifically states we cannot..." No, we're doing this. Take them clothes off, and then it just gets, like, really, really bad. It's like, is there much protection for these women that do these things? Since it's a real thing, I would assume there is, but...
When he was like... When he got like a half chub or a full chub, I'm not sure which chub he got. She was talking about how, like, if he continues to have this chub of whatever kind it may be,
the
that
chub
she's
of
gonna
greatness,
report him to the agency. to which logically, if you think about this, she's the one who instigated it. It was her idea. They would probably be like, tough shit. Don't do that again.
Right.
And you probably can't, like, use the service anymore.
At You Donut comes with a question: how much would you guys charge to be rent-a-boyfriends? I mean,
like 5,000 yen an hour.
That's like $50 an hour. That's
so I'm gonna charge $5,000 an hour.
Yeah, my time is precious to me, so, but I'm also, I'm fun, so I would probably say a couple $100 an hour. I know what I am, and I'm a good time.
I'm severely overcharging.
You got to get yourself out there as far as, like, the money is concerned, but you don't want to overcharge to just basically, you build up your clientele, then you work your way up, boom, and then you get the people in business suits. Bam. That's how you do it.
I didn't know you knew so much about this.
Hypothetically, of course. Hypothetically.
Yes, hypothetically speaking, that was a hypothetical.
Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm gonna.
Hypothetically speaking, I'm gonna go 5,000 an hour. I'm just worth that much.
All right, I think we're gonna end this. Sea Tactics. I'll leave your link in the description below. But just in case, if for some reason nobody knows who you are, what are you doing and where can they find you?
Hi, I do interviews with musicians. I interviewed them on my channel, and I talk about how much they suck to their face, and it's pretty fun. CeeLo Green last week stabbed me 3 times. It was pretty cool.
That was a classic one, I got to admit. I mean, I did not see it coming. The fact that he kept singing "fuck you" as he was stabbing you was great.
This was like, he was pitch perfect. I mean, I couldn't really hear. I had to, watch back because at the time I was being stabbed, of course. So it was very traumatic. But yeah.
All right.
Usually I'm just Like 1 week, I think we had like Peter Frampton on, and he hit me with a guitar. So
They just, I don't know how you do it, man. I mean, you just keep walking, you keep knocking you down, you just keep getting back
Yeah.
up.
Well, it's the PCP that keeps me going.
I couldn't agree more. Anyway, we will see you guys this coming Friday for Rent a Girlfriend episode 2. I do the reactions to Snafu, so I'll get that done first, but then later after that, more than likely, I'll let you guys know, don't worry. You'll see the second episode review with both me and Sasuke. Fuck! PCP does mess me up. See Tactics again, and we will come at you this Friday, and it should be the next Friday from here on out. So, look forward to that. If you guys are new, be sure to sub, ring the bell, all that wonderful good stuff. And I personally want to take this time out to thank both Itchy Donut and See Tactics. You guys are growing my channel by mentioning me. I am currently at 335 subscribers, when just a week ago I was just under 300. So I got like 40 plus subscribers in that time. So I want to thank you guys, and I want to keep building this channel up. I want to keep going and doing this. And I hope by the end of this crazy year of 2020, I get to 1K. That's my goal. So I just want to personally thank you guys for doing that.